Kons podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? Rick Ross has recently literally put his money where his
Kons
mouth is. You know what I'm saying? And he's opening up a motherfucking dentist. I guess Walka got hit in the leg, but his artist, Say So P, former guest, dope as fuck. He's definitely a dope boxer, you know what I mean? So these niggas is working on an album. I can't wait for it, you know what I mean? This definitely should be something dope. So this next little clip about to say, yeah, what's up? What's going on? What's happening? It's a fine Monday. This is episode 213. This is episode 213. You know what I'm saying? On this good Monday, it is Monday, March 24th. It is 3:03 in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? The weather out here is getting a little warm. You know what I mean? The cold is slowly motherfucking dwindling away. You know what I mean? I hate it. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to get warm out this motherfucker. We got windows and shit open. I thought about turning my AC on today. I ain't had to think about that in months. You know what I'm saying? But now it's starting to get hot. It sucks. My fucking cold temperatures is going away. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, how y'all doing though? You know what I mean? How y'all doing? Starting your week off with Kons podcast. I'm happy to see you. You know what I'm saying? Hope you ended your last week on Friday with Kons podcast. I hope you came back today. Start your week off with Kons motherfucking podcast. You feel me? Hope y'all enjoyed that episode last time. You know what I mean? Hope y'all enjoyed episode 212. You know what I'm saying? I definitely edited that up. Trying to, you know what I mean? Get out all the cuss words and shit. I think I missed like one. You feel me? But you could barely hear it type shit. You know what I'm saying? But almost got the whole episode, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? For those of you that got kids and shit, don't want to hear cuss words, you know what I'm saying? You can play that episode in front of them, you feel me? Because I done edited all the cuss words out, you know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna hear nigga though, you know what I'm saying? I didn't edit that shit out because I don't give a fuck about, you know what I mean, trying to edit that shit out. I don't think it's a cuss word in my book, if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, episode 212, you know what I'm saying? Hope y'all enjoyed that one, you know what I mean? I hit you with the little info that went on that Friday, you know what I'm saying? We touched on Yellow Beezy getting arrested for the murder of MO3, you know what I mean? Some snake shit he did. Talked about Kanye and all his rants and shit on Twitter and him talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids and shit, how calling them retarded and shit like that. And you feel me? I played around with the editing. Hope y'all enjoyed Tina Knowles, you know what I'm saying, and her joke, you know what I mean? A meltdown. I had to play with that shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We definitely touched on that. Definitely touched on Cassie clapping back, you know what I'm saying? Clapping back and Kanye. Definitely touched on Drake adding shit to the legal shit. Adding shit on there and shit. Wanting to see Kendrick's motherfucking check stubs and goddamn all this other ass shit, you know what I mean? Wanted to see his licenses, agreements and shit like that. But yeah, quick recap, that was episode 212. You know what I'm saying? This is episode 213. Episode 213. You know what I'm saying? To everybody that just subscribed, if you just hit that subscribe button, this is what we do on this here podcast. We touch on all of the headlines, all of the shit that's going on, all of the shit that made a headline, you know what I mean? Shit that went viral, made the news, you know what I'm saying? If it's made a headline and it's making news and shit like that, you probably heard about it right here, and you gonna hear about it right here on Kons podcast. You feel me? Along with my commentary, thoughts, and opinions on said subjects. You know what I'm saying? So this is episode 213 though, you know what I mean? So the topics we're going to be touching on today, you know what I'm saying? We're just going to be touching on, you know what I mean? Some shit I seen this morning, you know what I'm saying? So y'all don't know how this goes. So wake up in the morning, look up what's trending, what's cracking, you know what I'm saying? What the headline is for the day. And these are some of the headlines that I've seen today that was worth putting my commentary on. You feel me? So first up, you know what I'm saying? We're definitely going to be touching on Rick Ross is opening up a dentist office. You feel me? In Atlanta. We're going to speak on that. Walka, we heard what happened to him and his artists. We're going to touch on that. Also came across a little backstory on that. You know what I mean? I'm going to share that with y'all. George Foreman passed away. I got a little news tribute. Definitely going to have to speak on that. You know, as me used to box, I definitely got to, you know what I mean, speak on my nigga George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Nas might be bringing out a record, an album with DJ Premier, something that we've been waiting on for like 30 years. So that's what we're going to be touching on today. I seen something else that I was going to add to it, but I don't like adding too much on these Mondays, you know what I'm saying? But Jermaine Dupri is coming out with a documentary that's going to be based on, like, I believe the Atlanta, like, strip club scene, you know what I'm saying? I was going to touch on that, look for clips, but I decided not to. But that was honorary mention, though, you feel me? So yeah, 213, this episode 213, that's everything we gonna be going over today, you know what I'm saying? So get your drinks, get your hen, get your motherfucking whiskey, your shot, your motherfucking Casamigos, your motherfucking whatever you drink, you know what I'm saying? Pull it up, you know what I mean? It's time to go ahead and do that, you know what I'm saying? I myself is drinking some H2O, you know, some good water, you know what I'm saying? And coffee, you feel me? That's what I'm on, you know what I mean? Yeah, so if you got them magic flowers, you know what I'm saying, roll them up, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's jump right into it, you know what I'm saying? Let's jump right into it. I done told y'all what this podcast is about and what we do on here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what we do, you know what I'm saying? Definitely gonna get these 3 to 5 topics a day, Monday through Friday, you know what I'm saying? So let's jump in right into what we're gonna be talking about today. First up is Rick Ross. So Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? Rick Ross has recently literally put his money where his mouth is, you know what I'm saying? And he is opening up a motherfucking dentist. You know what I mean? This nigga opening up a dentist office in Sandy Springs, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Apparently he talked about it with this dude, the nigga who put the veneers in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? The dentist who did that by the name of Dr. Mario Montoya. You know what I'm saying? They said after 3 years they was talking about this shit. So the nigga that put the veneers in his mouth, the dentist that did that, has partnered up with him, and they opening up. People are calling this a veneer factory in Atlanta. You know what I mean? This is what a lot of the comments are saying. Opening up a hole in the clip I'm gonna show you, you know what I mean? Opening up a veneer factory in Atlanta. You feel me? So Rick Ross has his own dentist, and he has a little slogan going on with it. Come get your $1 billion smile. Come get your $1 billion smile. So this nigga done linked up with the nigga that put the veneers in his mouth and started a whole motherfucking dental office where you can go to Rick Ross dental office and get your veneers, probably grills at this motherfucker. I see him linking up with Johnny Dang in the future, doing some shit like that, making it a grill shop, a dentist shop, all in one. I see all that shit coming with a nigga like Rick Ross, you feel me, opening up a dentist office. This shit is unprecedented. I ain't never heard of no rapper opening up a hospital or a dentist office. You know what I'm saying? This shit is new. This shit is definitely new. You know what I mean? So this clip you about to see is him cutting the ribbon of them, the grand opening of the dentist office that he opened up in Sandy Springs, Atlanta, with the dentist who put the veneers in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Check this clip out.
Me, don't you?
And once we clip it, we all gonna scream, yeah, boy! I did 3, 2, 1. Yo, this is a huge move. All the icons, all the stars, and the creator of the $1 billion smile, Mario Montoya. Listen, don't waste your time. Just come straight to the source. Come directly right here, Atlanta, Georgia, Mario Montoya. I was just reminded it was 3 years ago when we had a conversation at my home in Miami. Like I told Mario Montoya, this is really coming to fruition, of course, because of the team, his supporters, his family. You know what his family means to him. But we gotta let him know he's the best. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to getting your smile right, there was no better title than the $1 billion smile. That's what it's about. Let's smile a little bit, man. Thank you for bringing my team. Thank you so much. But I'm happy to be here. This is an amazing moment in this whole market, in this whole vibe. This is the long run. Mario Montoya is an excellent person.
Hate me, don't
Dr. Montoya with the $1 billion smiles.
Aren't you giving away some veneers?
You ain't like, hey man, you ain't got a nice smile.
Ladies, who needs some veneers?
Who needs veneers? With the $1 million smile by Dr. Montoya.
Only if Richie Rose say shit.
Now we are almost finishing the first dental office smiled by Mario Montoya in the States, in the city that has shown me a lot of love, Atlanta. Hey, look at this one. This is the conference center for Smiles by Mario Montoya in Atlanta. Always, we have been thinking that we need the dentist stronger. For that reason, we prepare this gym to think about they get the best $1 billion smiles, you know?
Y'all gonna let these two build a veneer distribution center in y'all city? A warehouse?
Wait me,
You
don't
know what I'm
you?
saying? That was a combination of a couple of clips that you've seen, you know what I mean? Of him having the grand opening, cutting that ribbon, and him giving a little talk to all the other rich white folks there, as you seen, you know what I mean? That wasn't your average grand opening. Them niggas is rich on that carpet, you feel me? Nigga had on a Fendi motherfucking blazer, you know what I'm saying? Nigga had on that Amiri pink shirt, you know what I'm saying? These niggas is up there dripped out. And that's something, again, you ain't never seen at no dental office grand opening, a nigga in that much drip like that on the floor, on the carpet like that, you know what I mean? Showing the Fendi, showing the Amiri shit, you know what I'm saying? You seen all that shit. Definitely something different, you know what I mean? So shout out to Rick Ross opening a motherfucking dental office out this motherfucker. I ain't never seen that. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something new. In other news, you know what I'm saying? We all seen the shit happen. Sauce Walka, you know what I mean? So Sauce Walka was in Memphis over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I believe was gonna do a show at the FedEx Forum. Either did a show or was about to do the show, something of that nature. You know what I mean? He was at the hotel right next to the FedEx Forum up in his whip when two gunmen or a car pulled up. The two people sitting in the car, which was Sauce Walka and his artist by the name of Say So P. You feel me? So I guess they were sitting in the whip and a car pulled up alongside of them and multiple men hopped out and started wetting up the car. You know what I'm saying? Popping all kind of different shots at the whip. Apparently, I guess Sauce Walka got hit in the leg, but his artist, Say So P, did not make it. Unfortunately, he was unalived on the scene and left on the scene unalived. Now, I don't know, dude. I'm unfamiliar with his music. I never really heard of him. Apparently, he was Sauce Walker's artist, though. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna go into the clips and shit. I done heard the backstory. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, he done ran off on a nigga with 200K. You know what I'm saying? So apparently, he allegedly done ran off with 200K from somebody. You know what I'm saying? And these niggas have been looking for that nigga for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Now he done made it big, done got all this money and shit like that. In the clips that I'm gonna show you, there's a clip where he's like celebrating, you know what I'm saying? Flossing money, showing big money all in the camera, got his ice on, got his iced out watch on, all his jewelry and shit hanging from his neck. You know what I'm saying? He feeling good. You feel me? Standing there next to Sauce Walka, they flossing and shit like that, showing all his bread. So apparently somebody was watching that, you feel me? And looking at that shit like, this nigga owe us 200,000 and this nigga is on camera flossing all of this bread. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he owed this type of bread and did this type of street shit, was doing this type of street shit, you know what I'm saying? And you know you did this shit in Memphis, you should have known niggas was gonna be on your helmet if you ran off with 200K. You know what I'm saying? You should have put some of that money that you was flossing in that video towards some type of security or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like a stigma out here with these rappers. Oh, I don't want to go nowhere without no security. You know what I'm saying? Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm gangster, I'm this and that. You know what I'm saying? But all that shit you trying to do and talking is only getting niggas bodied up. You know what I'm saying? So then these next clips, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. The next clip you about to see is one of Sauce Walka and Say So P. These niggas was standing in the room, you know what I'm saying, having a good time, feeling good, flossing and showing you all the drip, all the diamonds and all the money they had and shit like that. Just a little flossing video. Check this shit out.
You living with this shit, man. What you talking about? Head to toe them people, man. Got this shit on bankroll, go yard, diamonds, all this shit, man. We having this shit, man. See what the fuck going on.
Holding this shit.
The sauce away, man.
Still holding though. Forever holding. Putting it gravity unit. G unit.
Sauce shit, man. Here's just so rugged, man.
So, as you seen, you know what I'm saying? That was him, you know what I mean? Just feeling good, you know what I'm saying? Feeling good as an artist, you know what I mean? Feeling good, flossing the money, you know what I'm saying? Got his ice on and shit like that. What you just seen, you know what I'm saying? That was them in the little room flossing and shit like that, showing off their diamonds, showing off their money and shit like that, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So this next clip, though, that you about to see is the aftermath. I guess this is after the shooting, after Sauce Walka was shot and so on. You know what I'm saying? This is after Say So P was already unalived on the scene. So this was Sauce Walka in what seemed to be good spirits. You know what I'm saying? He had somebody crib. You know what I mean? His leg is definitely all bandaged up. You know what I'm saying? You can see it leaking and shit from his leg and shit. You know what I mean? Apparently he got shot in the leg. You know what I'm saying? But he's in good spirits in this video. You know what I mean? Saying that he was on his phone with his dad. You know what I'm saying? He had called his dad on the FaceTime, and the dudes that he was in the house with were asking him to take a pic. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, oh, no, you ain't got to get up. And he like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get up, nigga. I ain't no hoe. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the phone with my dad, nigga. He didn't raise no bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get up. You feel me? So he's struggling and shit to get up. You know what I mean? Because he got bullet holes in his motherfucking leg. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, then he on the phone with his pops, and his pops like, nigga, this ain't nothing new. Tell him how many times, you know what I'm saying, they shot the house up when I was 15. You feel me? So I guess they riddled the house when he was 15 years old with 45 shots, his pop said on the phone. You feel me? So I guess he was, you know what I mean, just pretty much telling him like, this ain't nothing new. I'm used to this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So this next clip you about to see is the aftermath, you know what I'm saying, of him at somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? And this is after the shooting took place. Now, a lot of people were saying that the shit is weird because Sauce Walka is in the best state of mind. I mean, you just witnessed your homie, your artist, you feel me, get killed right next to you type shit. And this is the type of spirit that you in. It just seemed a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Along with a lot of people who was commented on this shit. You know what I'm saying? He's in very high spirits. You know what I mean? To have just been shot at and hit at that, and your homie that you was in the car with has been pronounced unalive at the scene. And this next clip you about to see is how he was reacting and high spirits he was after this shit happened. Check it out.
I'm glad you're okay. R.I.P. Say So P, man.
R.I.P. Say So P, man. Sauce alaikum, sauce salam. Thank you so much, brother. It means so much to me, man.
You sure? Can you stand up?
Hey, man, my daddy on the phone. That nigga ain't raised no hoe. Hey, daddy, how many times your house got shot up? Tell him. Huh? Say it again. Say it loud. 45 shots, nigga, when I was 15 years old. This shit ain't nothing new.
Now that clip you just seen, you know what I'm saying? That was him in high spirits. Nigga came through and brought him some drinks and shit. You know what I mean? Whatever bottles and shit he was handling, telling him he was gonna fuck with a store. Whatever dude, I guess them dudes own a store or something like that. You know what I mean? Because he was definitely handing them different bottles of whatever kind of favorite drink that it was that he had, I guess he was wanting at the time. You know what I'm saying? So this next clip though, pertaining to this story, is telling you about how Say So P had ran off on some niggas out there in Memphis with 200 bands, and these niggas was looking for that nigga, and they must have seen the video of him flossing the money, you know what I'm saying, and they was looking at that shit like, nigga, this nigga owes 200,000 and you flossing all in the video, got long bread all up your arm and shit, showing it all to the camera, and you owe niggas 200 bands, not $200. You owe niggas 200K. You ran off with 200K. That's definitely enough money for a nigga to knock your motherfucking head off. You know what I'm saying? So this next clip you're about to see is dude with the backstory. You know what I mean? Dude with the backstory. Allegedly, he ran off with 200K, and these niggas was looking for that nigga and caught up to him when he came to Memphis. Check this shit out.
Memphis man reveals TSF Say So P allegedly ran off on someone for 200,000. So Exit 8 Tank the Bank says how he supposed to have security with him. Ain't no way you thought you had that much rank in the city that nobody wasn't going to try you, especially after pulling out all that money last night. And you had beef here already. Them folks been waiting on you to come back. Come on, man. You ran off with 200K. Shake my head. If you having money, motion, and a millionaire with you, armed security should have been the first thing you got, folks. Gotta stop trying to prove they can move around the city and not get touched. Shake my head. I'm praying for his family, though. Sad situation. CC. Like, it is a sad situation. You can't even just be an artist no more. You feel me? How rap is now, you damn near gotta be a gangster to be a rapper, you feel me? Or somebody gonna try you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people gotta stop being out here beefing and shit. You can't beef and get money. You feel what I'm saying? Perfect situation. He was going back to a city to do a show. You feel me? But he got beef. Now the beef ended him. Now he can't get the money. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this shit crazy. Y'all give me some feedback in the comment section. It's your big dog, Big CEO Newski. Y'all tuned in to King Newski TV 804. Make sure y'all hit that follow button, like and share the content. Turn me up real quick. Shout out to the community. Make sure y'all run it up.
Yeah, as you saying, you know what I'm saying? That was the little backstory, you know what I mean, to what was really happening. You know what I'm saying? You know, the streets talk, the streets get around. You know what I'm saying? And when I do this research, I'm going to try to find it all. Excuse me. Pardon this interruption. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you ain't hit that subscribe button, go on and hit that shit right now. You know what I mean? At this particular moment and time in the middle of the video, now's your time to hit that subscribe button. You feel me? Hit the like button. Go ahead and comment on what you think or what you might think about something that I'm saying. Comment on it. You feel me? Hit that comment. You know what I mean? Hit that comment button. Leave your little comment. I'll definitely see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but hit that subscribe button. No, tell somebody about it. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button if you ain't already. You know what I'm saying? What you waiting for? You know what I mean? And tell somebody about this shit so somebody else can watch this shit too. And remember to share this shit also. Put this shit on your social media and all that shit. You know what I mean? Let's get back to the episode. You know what I mean? So that was a little backstory. Apparently, dude that ran off with $200K from the Memphis niggas. And them niggas was not having it when he decided to come back to Memphis, thinking it was all sweet and good, rocking around with no security. You got a millionaire with you and no security team. It's crazy. Sauce Walka is a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? That nigga is rich. You feel me? This nigga got stupid paper. You know what I'm saying? You definitely a millionaire, nigga. And if that's your artist, I just feel like you should have had some type of security or something. There's no way that you should be roaming around the city of Memphis with no type of security. We know how Memphis is. We know how these niggas get down. You know what I'm saying? These niggas will pull up and let shots off at you in broad daylight, just like what happened. You know what I mean? They don't give no fucks out there. We saw what happened to Young Dolph. Young Dolph got lit up in broad daylight in front of his favorite cookie stove. You know what I'm saying? That's how Memphis get down. This is the notoriety. This is notorious for this shit. And knowing if you ran off with two, and now maybe let's say we can go with the narrative, you know what I mean? He didn't tell Sauce Walka that he recently got into it with some niggas and ran off with $200K. All right, but still, nigga, if you are Sauce Walka, you are the bag. So therefore, and that's your artist. You feel me? So I just feel like personally, you know what I'm saying, that you should have put some type of security team, something together if y'all gonna be moving around the city of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know, that's like San Francisco, you know what I'm saying, my city. You know what I'm saying? It's like coming to the city, you know what I mean, parking on the street, you know what I'm saying, without parking in a parking structure or somewhere where there's security. And, you know what I'm saying, you surprised and shit, you know what I mean, that somebody come and break your motherfucking window out, smash and grab that shit. Everybody knows my city is notorious. They call it flipping. You know what I'm saying? It's notorious for that shit. So knowing the city got this type of notoriety, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to move different out here, man. You feel me? You got to move different, man. You know what I'm saying? You definitely should have had some type of security measure, some type of security detail or something. You know what I mean? Niggas should not be able to just pull up on you when you are a millionaire, to just pull up alongside of you, hop out and wet the car up. You know what I mean? It shouldn't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? Got to move smart. Got to move smarter. So George Foreman, you know what I'm saying? We had George Foreman recently passed away over the weekend. You know what I mean? George Foreman was 76. If y'all don't know who the fuck George Foreman was, I don't know what rock you've been motherfucking living under. You know what I'm saying? But George Foreman is a fucking legend. He was a legend in the game. I'm sure a lot of you young niggas that might be 20 years old, 24, 25 years old, well, maybe y'all probably don't. Maybe y'all don't know about the Foreman grills. You know what I'm saying? But he touched along with in the food industry too and had this shit called the Foreman grill. You know what I mean? And this shit was a grill that was frying your food up, you know what I mean, and dropping out all of the fat. You know what I'm saying? So it was making shit extra lean and making shit good for you. You know what I mean? Had a whole little dish that, you know what I mean? And the fat, you can see the juices and shit drain out, all the grease and shit. You know what I mean? So very innovative, very definitely something dope. You know what I'm saying? The Foreman grills was dope as fuck. He was definitely a dope boxer. You know what I mean? Hit like a fucking ton of bricks. You know what I mean? Wasn't even a fast nigga. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, but his hands was powerful though. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to be too fast, but if he connect, niggas was definitely dropping and going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So this next clip you about to see is a little tribute to George Foreman. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to George Foreman. This is a news clip that they did a little tribute to him after he passed away at 76. Check this clip out.
Foreman had a larger-than-life personality, and he was an inspiration to many, not just in boxing, but also in the kitchen and in life. With his heavy-hitting punches and relentless fighting style, George Foreman became one of the most memorable heavyweight fighters of his time. An Olympic gold medalist, becoming a world heavyweight boxing champion, and a household name.
The great features of my grill will make meal times faster and easier in your home.
George Foreman described himself as going from thug to boxer. He was just 19 years old when he won the gold medal for boxing in the 1968 Olympics. 5 years later, his stunning knockout of Joe Frazier in 2 rounds captivated fans. A year later, his most famous fight, the 1974 Rumble in the Jungle against Muhammad Ali. Ali beating Foreman to reclaim the world's heavyweight title in what has been called the greatest fight of the 20th century. Foreman hung up his gloves in 1977, becoming an ordained minister the following year. And yet Big George wasn't done with boxing, getting back into the sport in 1987. By 1994, Foreman once again a dominant force in the ring, reclaiming the heavyweight title when he beat Michael Moorer. He was 45 years old, making him the oldest boxer to win the championship. After once again retiring from the sport, Foreman became a fixture on TV infomercials and home shopping channels, promoting his wildly successful George Foreman grill, with more than 100 million sold worldwide. In 2007, Foreman spoke with Today about his legacy.
Most importantly, that I really enjoyed this earth. I've had a great journey. Nothing bad can happen to me now. I've lived a good life.
Overnight, Foreman's family paying tribute to the boxer and businessman, calling him a devoted husband, a loving father, and a proud grand and great-grandfather, adding he lived a life marked by unwavering faith, humility, and purpose.
You know what I'm saying? That was the clip that the News Together put together, which is a dope little tribute. You know what I mean? Talked about his Rumble in the Jungle, you know what I'm saying, when he fought Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying, when he knocked out when he knocked out, I can't think of his name. Wasn't Joe Frazier, somebody else, okay. Maybe it was Joe Frazier, I can't think of the dude's name, you know what I'm saying? But they said in the clip, though, that you just seen, you know what I mean? Shout out to George Foreman, man. Rest in peace to George Foreman, you know what I mean? Legendary boxer, you know what I'm saying? I definitely fucked with George Foreman, you know what I mean? He definitely he had hands of stone, hands of bricks, you know what I mean? Like I said, he wasn't a fast dude, you feel me? But he was definitely, if he connected, he was definitely putting niggas to night, for sure, you know what I mean? So rest in peace to George Foreman, you know what I'm saying? George Foreman. I might have said George Floyd somewhere along in there, but yeah, George Foreman, though, that's definitely who we talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, another news though, Nas, you know what I'm saying? Nas got an album. Nas had recently spoke on and said he got an album coming out with DJ Premier. You know what I'm saying? The legendary classic boom boom bap hip hop DJ that's still around, legendary walking living legend, got an album coming out with DJ Premier, you know what I'm saying? So I think that shit is definitely gonna be something dope, you know what I mean? This is something that they've been talking about for a long fucking time, you know what I'm saying? 30 years they've been anticipating talking about doing this album. So apparently, I guess this shit is finally coming into fruition. He had posted a calendar of his bookings and shit like that, and he got shit, you know what I'm saying, on there, a meeting with Raekwon, he got a Ghostface Killer listening party, you know what I mean, and then he got some studio sessions with Nas and said, you know what I mean, and he showed on this calendar, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully this shit is gonna be dope. I'm definitely excited for all of this dope hip-hop shit that's coming, you know what I mean? Like I said last time, we got The Alchemist working on Erykah Badu's album. That shit is definitely coming. That's gonna be hot. Hip-hop is definitely making statements these these days. You know what I'm saying? But real hip hop is the boom boom bap shit that I was talking about last podcast. You know what I mean? That shit is definitely coming back with a vengeance. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas is working on an album. I can't wait for it. You know what I mean? This definitely should be something dope. So this next little clip you about to see, I couldn't really find nothing on them talking about the upcoming album, but I did find them when they linked up on New York State of Mind. Now that shit was done by DJ Premier, and we all know Nas was spitting his lyrics on that song. So this next clip you about to see that I found was a clip of DJ Premier speaking on the recording of New York State of Mind, and he's speaking on how Nas had a bunch of niggas in the studio with shit like that. Niggas is past the weed, done, past the, you know, that's how them QB niggas talk, you know. So he in there talking about how they all in the studio and shit saying this and that, and he trying to tell them, yo, you gotta be quiet, you know what I mean? We record and whoop, you know what I mean? So this next clip is something that I've seen, you know what I mean? This is DJ Premier speaking on the making of New York State of Mind and how Nas, he said Nas did that shit in one take and then was like, was that cool? Did I do it right? You know what I'm saying? All shy and shit after he laid down fire ass verses, you feel me? So this next clip is DJ Premier speaking on him and Nas working magic in the studio. Check this shit out.
Artists I work with, they'll just let me do my thing. He was like, you know, can we just play records and just find stuff? He said that's how, you know, Large used to do it. I was like, cool. So when we heard that piano sample, we both looked up at the same time when we heard that melody, and he was like, can you hook that up? I was like, done. Hooked it up. And then when he goes in the booth, he goes in there with like, he brought like 20 people with him, and they're all in the booth with him. And I'm like, yo, y'all got to be quiet. You can't be talking. And then they're going, yo, Thun, pass that, Thun. Yo, pass that Henny, Thun. And I'm like, yo, y'all got to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going on. Yo, pass that weed. You know, so all of that.
Like Jungle. That sounded like a Jungle impression.
Jungle was definitely there. Jungle was definitely, shout to Jung, man. You know, so all of that's going on in the booth. And I constantly saying, just be quiet. So Grand Wiz, who's from the Bravehearts, he said, yo, I want you to talk with me at the beginning before the piano comes in. And so they're standing there kind of just freestyling it. So when he said, he looks down at the paper and says, I don't know how to start this, I'm like, it's coming. So I'm like counting them like this, and he just happens to look up and goes, yo, and then just starts kicking the verse. So, and did it in one take. And we were just like, and then I remember when he did the whole take, he goes, well, how was that? Was that cool? You know, all shy and everything. Was that cool? We were like, dude, we're about to get, New York's about to go crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That was him speaking on Nas in the studio when they was working on New York State of Mind. I mean, he said he did that shit in one take. You know what I'm saying? I heard there's a lot of artists doing these shits in one take. Eminem is definitely another artist who I heard that be doing songs in one take. That shit is something to master. That shit is something that's an accolade. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it ain't easy laying something down, you know what I mean, in just one single take. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you rapping a verse. That means you didn't make no mistakes. That means you sure about your verse. That means you don't want to add anything else to it. You know you did everything right. One take, boom, straight through. You know what I'm saying? No stopping. No, hold up. Let's run that back. You know what I'm saying? No, wait. Let's put the beat like this. Let's do this. None of that. That shit is just one solid take through. Went in the booth, spit his verse, come out the booth. Ain't no extra shit. You know what I mean? No running it back or none of that. So he said he did that shit in one take. You know what I'm saying? But that's Nas though. You feel me? So that's no surprise. You know what I'm saying? We all know Nas is a legendary lyricist in the game. You feel me? And this is what he does. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Nas and DJ Premier. Can't wait for this album to drop. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yo, that's episode 213. That's episode 213. You know what I'm saying? That's all, folks. You know what I mean? That's all I got for today. Along with the honorary mention. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine Dupri said he had that I think a documentary. Let me look real quick. I think he said he had a documentary or something like that coming about the strip club scene in Atlanta, I believe. Yeah, it's a docu-series coming out about Atlanta's Magic City strip club scene. JD is working on that. You know what I'm saying? They said it got picked up by Star. You know what I'm saying? So that's something he probably gonna link up maybe with 50 Cent. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he hit 50 Cent. You know, 50 Cent definitely got pulled and connections over there at Stars. You know what I'm saying? So he said Stars had picked it up. Let's see. It's directed by Charles Todd, whoever that is. You know what I'm saying? He wrapped up in production 2023, it said. Said fans can expect interviews from 2 Chainz, Nelly, Shaquille O'Neal, Quavo, Killer Mike, Big Boy, and some more, just to name some names that's going to be in this docu-series. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to JD. You know what I mean? JD love his city. We all know JD love his city. You know what I'm saying? He love Atlanta. So he definitely putting that out, coming to Stars. Going to showcase the strip club scene out there in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This has been episode 213. In this episode, we definitely went over Rick Ross opening up a motherfucking dental office. Come get your veneers. Come get your $1 billion smile, he said. We also touched on Sauce Walka getting shot up, his car getting shot up, and him getting hit in the leg, and his artist getting unalived on the scene for allegedly running off on some Memphis niggas with 200,000. George Foreman, rest in peace to George Foreman, passed away at 76. Condolences to his family and kids. And then we touched on Nas and DJ Premier finally bringing that album out pretty soon, coming into fruition that they've been talking about and we've been anticipating for over 25 plus fucking years now. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can hear that in 2025 in one of these months. But yeah, and I touched on JD. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have no clips, nothing for it. This was an honorary mention on today's episode about him putting out a docu-series that Stars had picked up that he got coming to Stars. It's going to showcase the strip club scene in Atlanta. But yeah, this has been episode 213. Episode 213. That's all the topics I got for you today on this fine Monday. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed. I wanted to talk about that. So Assassin's Creed Shadows, you know what I'm saying? I went the cheap route, you know what I mean? You could pay $17.99, get Ubisoft Plus, and it's available to download from Ubisoft Plus under that $17.99 instead of going and paying the $70 that they want for the game. But mind you, the $70 is well worth it. You know what I mean? I am definitely looking forward to probably purchasing the game for that $70 because this shit is definitely worth it. You know what I'm saying? Assassin's Creed Shadows is dope than a motherfucker, and I've only played it about 45 minutes or so. You know what I'm saying? I am still fresh in the beginning. You know what I mean? I haven't even upgraded no weapons, no suits, no none of that shit yet. You feel me? And I am speaking highly of that shit. That shit is a dope motherfucking game. You know what I'm saying? If you into samurai swords and shit and bloody violence and cutting niggas' limbs off and cutting niggas' heads off and doing moves and shit and slicing throats and shit like that, and it's hella bloody, and yeah, this is your type of game. It definitely remind me of Ghost of Tsushima for the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? It definitely remind me of that, but it's Assassin's Creed though. So it has its Assassin's Creed twist on it with the feel of Ghost of Tsushima. You know what I'm saying? Yasuke is in there. Definitely Yasuke is in there. That is the first black samurai in Japan. You know what I'm saying? They got him in there, you know what I'm saying, with his dreads and shit. And I'm hyped they made him look black. He actually looks black. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a nigga. And that's what I was hype about. I was scared at first because Assassin's Creed is known for not making black people look like black people. That's why I didn't get through Origins. You know what I'm saying? Origins is based in Egypt. You know what I mean? The main nigga is supposed to be Egyptian, African, you know what I'm saying? But the nigga definitely looks Palestinian, Afghanistan, you know what I'm saying? He looks Middle Eastern. There ain't nothing African about him. You feel me? So it was hard to get down. I never completed Origins because I just could not get past that shit. It was bothering me. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't play it. But this, they did Yasuke right. You know what I mean? They did him right. They got his dreads right and shit. You feel me? He looked like a nigga. They got the full lips. You know what I'm saying? They got the big nose. You feel me? They got the skin tone right, the skin complexion. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He looked like a nigga. And that's what the fuck I wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? There was rumors and shit saying that, oh, he's gay. He got a gay scene and shit like that. But from people I know that played the shit and played it thoroughly through, up until today, up until now, you know what I'm saying? They said that shit is wrong. You know what I mean? It's the females. It's a female. She's like a ninja, and then it's Yasuke, which is the samurai. You know what I mean? With two main characters. Eventually, they're going to cross paths. You know what I mean? You start off as the female. You know what I'm saying? You play along with her story. Is what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? You play as Yasuke, but he's a whole separate kind of story. And sometime in the game, their stories are going to mingle. You know what I mean? They're going to intertwine. You feel me? So apparently, but she's I believe from what I was told, you know what I'm saying? She's the one that's like a lesbian type shit. You feel me? But yeah, I'm glad they didn't make Yasuke gay, because that's not storyline. There was nothing, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to samurais, they live by their code. They live by they high moral way lifestyles. You won't even know who a love interest is of a samurai, whether it be the same sex or the opposite sex. You not gonna know. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna let you know. You just not gonna know. It's gonna be a total secret. That's just the way of the samurai. That's how they live. That's how they get down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad they did not do that in the game. You feel me? But yeah, that's all though. That's it. That's all for today. You know what I mean? This has been episode 213. Just wanted to touch on Assassin's Creed Shadows, because I know I was talking about it. Said I wanted to play it. You know what I mean? Definitely got my hands on it, and it's definitely a dope ass game. I definitely recommend get your hands on that shit. If you into samurais and swords and shit just like me, you definitely gonna love that shit. And if you like the Ghost of Tsushima, you definitely gonna like Assassin's Creed Shadows for sure. So shout out to Ubisoft for putting that shit out and putting hard work into that shit. They spent $400 motherfucking million on that shit. You feel me? And Ubisoft Plus is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a dope app. They got some dope games on there. You know what I mean? You get all the motherfucking Assassin's Creeds, all of them. You get Avatar is on there. You know what I'm saying? For those that like Avatar, want to try the game out, that's on there. That's one of the games you can play. The Prince of Persia shit is on there. The new Prince of Persia game that came out recently, that's on there. All of the Ghost Recons is on there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a new Monopoly game actually that came out in 2024 that I didn't even know about. That's on there. Whole new ass Monopoly game on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'll probably download that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Who knows? I might keep this shit all year. You know what I mean? Never know. It's a good little catalog on there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, this has been episode 213. Though, you know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I put some topics in your ear that you didn't know about. Hope I gave you the backstory to the little sauce walker situation that you didn't know shit about. Hope you heard that right here first on Kons motherfucking podcast. You know what I mean? Because we all know you could have been doing anything you wanted to do in the world when that motherfucking alert popped up on your device, on your tablet, on your computer, your TV, wherever the fuck it popped up at. And you clicked on it to come see what Kons podcast was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Whoever the fuck you may be, whether you a cousin, whether you a son, whether you a brother, whether you a daughter, a auntie, a uncle, you know what I'm saying? A grandma, a grandpa, whoever the fuck you may be. And if you got pets and you sit them in front of TV, whether your pet is a bearded dragon, a motherfucking pet goat, a pet gerbil, a rat, a bat, a motherfucking pet rabbit, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, a dog, a cat, if they got eyes on Kons podcast, I definitely fucks with them too. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Like you see my nigga scrolling up the screen. You know what I mean? But you hear that beat getting louder in the background. You already know what it is. You already know what that means. That's the conclusion. Episode 213. You know what I'm saying? So have a good Monday. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tell somebody about it. Share the shit. You know what I mean? Hit the comment button and all that. Hit the like button if you like the shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This is episode 213 Kons podcast. You know what I mean? Enjoy these credits.
Hate me, don't you?
Motherfucking podcast. Constant motherfucking content.
Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Wake 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 me, don't you?